You will get suspended from your university if you cannot maintain 3.0 or above GPA. One of the reasons why students have to suffer from lower GPA, let me explain. This has happened to many of our subscribers. They have reached out to me and they've asked me how they can get help, and that's why I'm filming this video so that it doesn't happen with you and you have all the information you need and hopefully you don't make the same mistake. I want to quickly explain you how the United States education system works. It's very hands-on, very practical. The grading system is not just a final exam, especially if you compare it with Indian education system where the whole grading happens based on your final exam. Over here, you might not even give final exam and yet be able to score 4.0 or A grade. And the reason behind that is because university in United States grades you based on your attendance, the midterms, the quizzes, and the assignments. Assignment takes up most of your grade, and then some grade goes to final exam. Now let's talk about assignment. The assignments are very, very practical in nature. A lot of time the assignments will sound like a mini project compared to Indian education system. And I'm not even kidding. Like if you're doing a data structure program, you might have to, like the first assignment might be writing an entire algorithm while you're developing a mini application. If you are a product manager, you might have to help a startup with their business case, an actual startup. Not kidding. It's a very good thing that all these assignments are hands-on, because these are the assignments you want to use it to build your profile, to write it that you worked on this project, you led the project, and you accomplished these skills, etc. in your classes. But what happens is, because you are not so used to it, a lot of time what happens is people end up copying from one another or copying from internet. And because you copy from internet or because you copy from one another, there are consequences. Consequences are really brutal. Before I talk about consequences, let me quickly tell you that as an F1 visa student, especially master student, you have to maintain 3.0 or above GPA. So here's what will happen. Let's say your fall semester went, your score goes not 3.0 but maybe 2.7 or something, 2.85 or something. You will get first warning from your universities that, hey, in this next semester you have to make sure that you get your score up. You have to get it to 3.0 or you have to get it more than 3.0. So that means that in your next semester you have to score higher than what you scored in your previous semester to make sure you catch up on your score. If you are unable to get to the 3.0 after second semester, what will happen is your university will send out you an email, or they might even invite you to a classroom or an office by saying that, sorry, we will have to suspend you. We cannot have you go further in the next semester because you are not able to keep up the grade. And there might be two options which you could do. Number one option will be that you might have to take extra lower classes, which is like lower level classes. So that way you can take those classes which will turn as a prerequisite and hopefully you can get your grades up. Second option is that you might have to go to community college, take some courses over there, get those courses grades higher, and then transfer those courses. This has happened. I've actually made a video on this topic. You should go and watch it. And the worst case scenario is that they don't listen to you and they are like very strict about this policy. Now you're left with two things. One, you either transfer the entire university. So within first semester and second semester, you might have taken three courses, and each course, let's assume each course is about 3 credits. So that means that 9 credit and 9 credit, 18 credits. Now, what can happen is you can transfer some of those credit to the new university you choose. So you will have to do the whole process where you apply to the new university, go to that university and apply this whole thing. And maybe only 9 credit you will be able to transfer, or maybe only 12 credits you will be able to transfer. Maybe you'll be able to transfer 18 credits. Those 18 credits is not equivalent to 3.0. So you can only transfer certain credits. So that's one option where you transfer it to entirely new universities. Second option is that you actually transfer it to different majors. Maybe you're doing computer science and you might move to MBA or MIS or something like that. And I'm not just saying this by saying it and bluffing it. This has happened with our subscriber, and that's why I'm sharing with you. One of the main reasons where students get into this situation is because they actually plagiarized. And once you plagiarize in a course, you get F grade. And if you get F grade, which means 0, so your average drastically drops. Even if you have 4.0 in 2 other courses, and if you get F, your average will drop drastically. So because of that, now they have to like really work hard and get 4.0 in every other class so that they can get their grades up to 3.0 or above. Now there's one consequences on your GPA and all of that, which again, it's a very hard thing. But there's another consequences which has happened with some of our students as well. Here's the scenario. I'm not bluffing it. This has actually happened. You went into your assignment. You decided that, all right, I'm just going to copy. You're going to use ChatGPT or internet, or you might just copy some of your roommate's code and all of that. You coded it. Your professor has mind-blowing tools where it can catch plagiarism that you have coded. They might give you an option that, all right, looks like you have copied this code. Come to my office and explain the code. Every single line. You'll have to explain every single line. You might not be able to explain it, and that's where they decide that you have copied it. Because you have copied it, universities take this very, very, very seriously in United States. What will happen is they will suspend you right away. There might be actually legal complaint on you that you have plagiarized in spite of you knowing all the consequences. And because of that, you might have to hire a lawyer to defend your case that you did not. Maybe you will say that, all right, I did plagiarize and give me an F or something. At that point of time, you have drastically impacted your career and your whole grading system. So my whole point is that don't plagiarize, don't copy other people's code. I know it's very easy for you to copy someone else's code, but also think about it that you are spending $60,000, $70,000 not to copy someone else's code. Like that's what you came, why are you paying so much money? You came here to learn these skills, to advance your career. So actually spend time. Yeah, it's going to take longer. The solution I'm going to give you is your professors are your best friend in this case. A lot of time people don't understand how helpful their professors are. And trust me, I have done this. We had to develop multiplayer game in one of my advanced operating system class. And I actually didn't know how to do this. So what I did is I started the program coding, and then I went to my professors like, Professor, I'm stuck here. What can I do next? And then he will give you examples and he will help build your thinking model to actually approach how to solve the problem. So instead of going to your roommate and saying that give me your code and I'm gonna just change the if loop to while loop condition to switch cases, I know you can get fancy and make your code look little different so that way professors don't catch it, but professors are not that stupid, or they will catch you. Instead of doing that, go to your professor and actually help, you pay for it. So ask them how to move forward, and it's totally okay for you to not know. They understand that, and that's why they have office hours where you can go and ask them. And again, if you actually spend enough time in building those projects and assignments, those are the things you will be able to use as your storytelling in your internship interviews and your full-time interviews. So you want to actually spend all this time to learn and develop yourself and skills. You don't want to be in the situation where you cannot maintain 3.0 GPA and then get suspended and all of that. That's the warning I wanted to give you in this video, that maintain 3.0 or above, because if you don't, then you will get suspended. Those are your options. Don't copy. It's taken very, very seriously in universities. So please don't copy at all. This has happened. I've made videos before, but people have not listened to it. So I hope you listen to it this time and use your professor wisely if you're stuck in your assignments, and put your heart into your assignment because it's going to help you long term. If you enjoyed this video, I am going to put the video right here, which is about how someone got 3.0 GPA and they had to do all this whole transfer. So go check out this video and hopefully it will give you more clarity. I'm also going to do a podcast with someone who actually went through this scenario and she's willing to share this whole experience. So I'll put those as well. Once that video is ready, I'll update the card. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep smiling, keep hustling, gotta hustle every single day.